Yeah.
And Tua can't play in the cold.
Tyreek's got to go run a daycare, so...
Is he going to be a small spoon to Shaq? I don't know if Nolan Ryan would allow that.
I think I'm
You
sneaking
would like
in there.
demand to be the big spoon, even though he's clearly the smaller guy.
Bjorn DeHealy? You know it.
Good friend of yours.
We let our strongest reader make this pick.
Gentlemen, let's do it. Hey.
What's up, buddy?
Oh,
The boys.
you guys don't hear a certain voice. You want to know why?
Gentlemen.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is. That doesn't sound like Joey.
No, it doesn't. But
Not the
first,
Sultan of Sith.
no. Welcome to the Juice Boys Show, guys. 3 brothers-in-law, 2 this week. We'll tell you why in a second. Stupid enough to start a weekly sports podcast. Too stupid to stop after 75 freaking episodes. This show is sicker than the Sultan of Sis. Sis? Oh, you got sis, maybe?
Sultan of Sis? That
Oh.
sounds gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
think
JoJo Potato is sicker than a dog. Oh, he couldn't make it. We made the call. We put the bat signal up. And Joey's buddy, Dell, has chimed in.
Our
He
boy,
is
Dell.
Our buddy, Dell. He's our buddy.
I feel so welcomed.
There you go.
Thanks for, listener, Dell was called in to pinch hit an hour ago.
Yes.
You know?
And he brought more notes than us combined.
This is going to be like that pitcher from the 70s who got called up to come pitch and he was on an LSD trip and threw a no-hitter. Like, that's what I expect of you today, Dell.
Out mowing the grass, and they're like, hey, man, come on in. You're like, oh, I don't need to warm up. Let's go.
No. Yeah. He was on a walk with his children, and he said, honey, we got to get back.
He abandoned those children. We don't know where they are.
No.
She scootered all the way home. She's good.
We think she. Thanks, Joe, Aaron, Joey. We're gonna trash you all. The whole episode. So that's kind of how it goes. Feel better, friend.
That was
But
the plan anyway.
get ready for this, Dell. Thanks for saving the day. However you're listening, whenever you're listening, we thank you so much. Be sure to follow on Instagram, YouTube, Tickety Talk. Bunch of fun pieces of sports content, guys. We have 2 things on the docket: NFL and more NFL. And we're doing dry January. Everyone have their not alcoholic beverage.
Everybody just drinking something that kind of makes them a little sad.
What do you got? What do you got there, Dell?
Except
It's the fresh squeezed non-alcoholic IPA.
Ooh.
Okay.
Good, bad, indifferent.
Yeah,
Good.
how is that?
It's good. It's
Okay.
got a nice little hop flavor to it.
Oh, okay. Can you beat that, Chris?
I'm drinking just a ginger beer. I found it in my fridge. I don't know how long it's been there.
Is it flat? Still got a little.
No, it's fine. It was like sealed and everything,
Okay.
The things that you find in the back of the fridge when all of a sudden alcohol is taken off the board, like God only knows.
Well, I'll do you with some flat water, guys. It's gonna be a spicy show. It's gonna be a real spicy show. Let's jump right into it, guys. The coaching carousel has started. Is it Black Monday? Black Tuesday? Everyone gets fired. We have some available positions, guys. Let's run through it.
My God.
Everyone gone. New England Patriots fired Gerard Mayo before he could get out of the shower. Okay. Got that one done.
Much.
Jacksonville, Doug Peterson fired. Not really a shocker.
That was
but
a bummer, man.
yeah.
I was actually kind of rooting for him.
Yeah. And Trevor Lawrence got hurt halfway through the season. Chicago Bears, middle of the season fire. Open up a spot there. New York Jets, gone, obviously. Las Vegas Raiders,
For a while.
I think in the last few days, Antonio Pierce, gone, which means old Haircut is paying his, 5th coach to not coach
6
his team.
coaches at
Yeah.
the same time to
That's
just
right.
not be the head coach of the Raiders.
Yes, Dennis Allen fired from the Saints middle of the season, so they are open. Also, the Titans need a GM. Jets need a GM. What's your favorite storyline from all the firings? Who should be getting a coaching job? Who shouldn't?
Fellas, I love that that old Jera blocked the Bears from being able to interview Mike McCarthy. Like, if there's anything that better represents that, like, once you ascend to being a head coach in the NFL, like, it doesn't matter how much you suck. You will always have somebody willing to take a gamble on you. Better represented than Mike McCarthy. This is a man who lucked into Aaron Rodgers at the Packers and still got his ass fired. And is now just being passed around as people wring him dry and hope for one last gasp of air before he rides off into the sunset.
Oh, and it was also like everyone thought he should get fired, and then a bunch of other teams showed interest, and then Jerry was like, "Oh, people like you."
It's not
Maybe
that I want him, but I just don't
Yeah.
want you all to want him.
That's right, Dell. Your favorite coaching storyline? Also, Zach Taylor kept his job but fired everyone, and Brian Daboll of the Giants is keeping his job. That's a funky one. Del, what do you think?
Hey, well, the Giants won their last game of the season. I mean, why not throw away draft pick? Get rid of that. We'll get a win for no reason. Follow the Pats suit. We'll bring in our backup quarterback for a win.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I agree. I feel a little bad for Doug Peterson in the Jags, but it's life, 22 and 29 over 3 seasons, not going to do it for you.
Not great.
Not good enough.
No. Bears, I mean, wow, number 1 overall pick, and you shit the bed still. Like, I don't know what to tell you.
Wasn't Caleb Williams supposed to be like the second coming of
that dude?
Yeah, he's got the receiving core. They had, a decent line, but whatever. We're not going to do it. So we'll see. In the Jets, it's Aaron Rodgers' team, or he leaves. We'll see where that goes.
Who's employed by the Jets at this point? They got no GM, no quarterback. They have an owner. That's about it.
Maybe that'll be the next UFC fight. It's Aaron Rodgers versus Woody.
That
Ambassador.
would be amazing.
Ambassador, sorry.
Ambassador Johnson versus Aaron Rodgers. Oh, that would be spectacular.
Netflix is going to crash for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, do we see Ambassador Johnson's whole ass, or do we see Aaron Rodgers' whole ass afterwards?
Also, I think with Gerard Mayo getting fired is at the end of the Belichick era. They want nothing to do with that. Gerard Mayo was the coach in waiting for, I think, 3 years. That was in writing. And they gave him 5 minutes after that win. God bless Joey being sick, because we don't have to hear about that bullshit for 20 minutes on how they won a game. And now I was
actually really anticipating hearing from Joey about how this is actually just a big brain 4D chess move by Drake May to further his own legacy as nothing.
Did you not see the offensive juggernaut of the Patriots just dominate?
On Milton, Milton.
Just crushed.
And then Antonio Pierce gone. And like we said, what's his face? Davis is paying at least 14 coaches to not be the coach of his team. So where do you think Mike Vrabel's going? That's probably the biggest one. Bill Belichick supposedly still getting calls. Vrabel's a hot commodity. Steve Spagnuolo from the Chiefs, hot commodity. Ben Johnson from the Lions.
Bag's got to be the hottest name, right?
Is he?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just want to see the Chiefs crumble, so let's get him out of there.
All right. I'm so glad we invited you. So glad.
You're welcome.
Oh, man. I'm excited to see what winds up happening for Ben Johnson. I mean, that's a guy who is red hot right now. I do love the thought process of Bill Belichick still getting phone calls, though. Like, he just got paraded out as like the savior of Chapel Hill. And for his tenure there to potentially only last 3 weeks would be the most amazing thing ever.
They can't take that away from him. Him and his girlfriend going to the same school. I mean,
yeah. Do you think like if he bolts, like her admission is still good, or do they pull her scholarship?
They pull the scholarship for sure.
Oh, it's a package deal. So she's like, hubby, you can't do that to me. I got classes next semester.
How else am I going to get this communications degree?
Also, Chris, what did you learn about Derek Carr? Now it's getting into the offseason, a lot of fun contracts. And what did you learn about Derek Carr?
Yeah, so the Saints went to Derek Carr and were basically like, hey, man, we're paying you a lot of money and you suck ass. What are the opportunities that you might restructure your contract so that maybe we could bring in some weapons,
help you out,
put some other people around you? And Derek Carr's like, nobody's going to pay me to play football again after you guys get done. So sorry, but I'm cashing these checks, boys.
Oh, I love it.
Refuses to take any sort of discount to allow any sort of flexibility by New Orleans. And it's just going to ride off into the sunset. He and Deshaun Watson just cashing checks they do not and have not earned.
Oh, gosh. Dell, does Aaron Rodgers play next year? And if so, does he go to Seattle?
I fucking hope not.
Also, Dell's been on the show. When were you on the show? Episode like 40-ish?
That was like start of baseball last year. So I mean, almost a year ago.
Yeah, that's right. So Dell was on the show. Huge Seattle Seattle fan, sports fan. So now we got to give him shit. Do you like Geno Smith? Do you want Aaron Rodgers? Do you want Zach Wilson? Horse Cocklock is still out there. Do you want to draft someone?
There we go.
How do you feel? How do you feel about the Seahawks?
We already bailed Drew Lock. I don't mind Geno. Give him an O-line. Give him some protection. See what he can do. Like when he's on, he's on. Any quarterback under pressure sucks. Who else out there is better though? Like really? I mean, the Vikings have an O-line, and they showed it with Dobbs last year when their quarterback goes down. Darnold this year. after McCarthy doesn't play. I think he has a chance to prove himself again next year. He still threw a ton of yards. We need to use DK more or trade him for some offensive line picks. I don't know.
Okay.
So you want Geno? You want Geno under center next year?
Tell me that was not option. I mean, if somebody told me a better option right now, I mean, hey, if we get Kirk Cousins with a blown out Achilles for a Russell Wilson $1 million a year deal, I mean, I might set him back there once or twice.
Okay. Here's your choices: Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, Tyrod Taylor, Jacoby Brissett. You got Andy Dalton in there. You got Russell Wilson.
I mean, Joey's not here, so I'd probably pick his favorite guy in Joe Flacco.
Ooh. Would you really? You would take Joe Flacco?
Hell no. But Joey would love that. So, no, I think I would still ride Geno. He knows the system. He's been here forever.
Yeah, if you're picking between those, then I'm not moving.
Justin Fields will be a free agent. That rookie deal will be over. Would you?
No, I'm not paying a guy who hasn't proven it yet.
Ooh, Aaron Rodgers, Derek Carr could be cut. Yeah, and then you got Cam Ward, you got all the Shador, all them folks. So
yeah, you know what? Actually, if I want to rid of my coaching staff, bring Rodgers right on over and just clean house.
Is that what you're looking for?
No, not at all.
A cancer into that locker room?
1 year of Ryan Grubb. We'll see what happens next year. I'm not upset with that. I like McDonald. I think he flipped our defense almost immediately. So
okay,
we've turned it around. Pretty happy with that.
Okay. So we'll have another 500 a year next year. That's what we're saying.
You know, game over, maybe 2.
Where do we think the Patriots are going to be? We'll give the Patriots just wing trash for 2 seconds without Joey defending it.
For next
over
year?
Under 3.5 wins.
What are you talking about? Drake May is the man. He's him.
No sarcasm? I got a little sarcasm in that.
There was a lot of sarcasm.
Yeah.
Hold together for Joey because that's what he would have said, and he would have given you a ton of stats on why Drake May is the best. Joey's currently being a Bo believer right now, so we'll give him a slight break for a minute.
That's true.
That is true. There's good reason to believe in old Bo Nix, but yeah, the Patriots,
you're gonna get a new coach.
Like you've proven yourself so capable at losing, except for when you need to.
Except all you had to do.
Like, oh my God, what did you do? Like, in what world do you let Joe Milton go out there and actually ball out? Who are we playing for here, boys?
Oh my gosh! Oh, I just wanted. Joey's listening. Is just turning red right now. And it makes us so happy.
It was amazing.
Oh, he was just going off. All right, guys, let's jump into Super Wild Card Weekend. Maybe the best sports weekend, one of the best sports weekend of the whole year. Got a few games going. Pick your favorite, and let's run with it. Starts off with the Chargers and Texans. I think the Texans start off Wild Card Weekend every year. I think they're the first game every single year.
Every single year.
Steelers and Ravens wrap up Saturday. Divisional game. That's going to be epic. Broncos and Bills start off the Sunday slate, followed by Packers and Eagles, Commanders and Bucks. That's going to be a good game. And then Vikings and Rams wrap up. The Lions and Chiefs get the bye. Guys, pick your favorite game, upset alert, favorite matchup, biggest blowout. Where do you guys want to go with this first?
I mean, Chargers probably have a chance, I'd like to think. Texans have kind of just shit the bed second half. A lot of injuries.
I would take the Chargers all day. All day.
Right. Herbert's going to come out. J.K. Dobbins is back running. So...
Yeah, it's a tough matchup for the Texans. Steelers-Ravens.
Divisional game.
No head coach in the NFL that has had Lamar Jackson's number more than Mike Tomlin. If I'm Lamar Jackson, there is nobody in the AFC playoffs that I want to see less in round 1 than the Steelers. Lucky for Lamar, Russell Wilson has not had a pulse for 4 or 5 weeks now.
No,
and so like you're looking at like 10 points. Can you get 10? Give us
13. 10. Can you squeeze?
13 is really like
touchdown,
like
2 field goals.
That's going to be way out of reach. I need 10. Give me 10 and we're probably fine because at the end of the day, you're still putting that ball back in Russell Wilson's hands and telling him to do anything. And he just has been incapable to close out this season.
Here's a question. This is Russell Wilson's swan song. If he gets blown out or even if he loses, is it over? Does someone else take a chance on Russ? Do the Seahawks take a chance on Russ?
I don't think we can bring him back, but he does have some playoff magic. He does.
Oh, my gosh.
He did have some playoff magic.
There you go.
I mean, I'm taking the Ravens. If I'm putting money, it's the Ravens for sure. But
you got Lamar. Lamar doesn't play great in the playoff, but I think this is the most talented Ravens team. Broncos, Bills there. Chrissy, how you feeling? What do you want to see in that game?
I feel spectacular. I think if I'm the Bills and I had an opportunity to choose between the Bengals, the Dolphins, and the Broncos to play up against, I think Broncos would be my bottom pick. I think, I think, let the Dolphins come up to Buffalo anytime they want to.
Past October.
and we'll start the twos and be just fine.
Yeah.
The Bengals at the end of the day, like both of those offenses are so red hot, but you stack up the Bills defense versus the Bengals defense. And I think that's easy. I think the Broncos are going to give the Bills
a
good fight.
But
I saw that the spread is 8.5. Like that feels
playoff
that feels
spread?
Insane. For what is like, I mean, it's not one of those Bills games where it's dumping 3 feet of snow, and so it's just complete chaos where the Bills have the edge because they get to, practice in that all week.
That is fairly insulting.
Spread is pretty insane. I think that the Broncos are going to hang in this one, and rose-colored glasses on. I think Broncos have a shot.
It's also Sean Payton. He's been there. He's done that. Bo Nix is the question mark, but that defense is playing so well. That D-line, you get pressure on Josh Allen. If you have one spy, could come down to it. Guys, no one's talking about the Commanders and Bucks. Do we want to talk about the Commanders and Bucks?
Oh, Gus Swayze is slinging the ball right now.
Mike Evans getting a $3 million bonus.
Dude, they let him have it, but let's go. Give it to me.
How about the storyline of Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore lining up against one another
again? Yeah. Oh, they hate each other.
I want to see
somebody's getting knifed. Somebody's absolutely getting knifed.
I want to see Commanders. I do want to see him win. Jaden Daniels, amazing season, rookie year, coming out. He's fire. He brought McLaurin back to life. That team deserves it.
You think upset alert? Is that the game you're picking? I guess Chargers. We all kind of agree it's a 5-4, but this is a 6-3.
Is that really calling an upset? Yeah.
So Commanders, are we all agree? Because the Packers, Jordan Love's been hurt. They just lost the receiver. Commanders feels like the one for us.
I feel like Commanders got it.
Vikings, Rams, last one. Vikings got their ass kicked against the Detroit Lions. Bad. Sam Darnold, I think Orlovsky said he missed like 5 or 6 actual touchdown passes. Do they come back? They already beat the Rams too, the divisional rivals? Or no, they're not rivals.
No, NFC rivals.
No, but they played each other this year.
Yes.
So, do you like the Vikings? Can they come back, or was that kind of the start of the end for the Vikings? The Rams kind of snuck in too. They kind of just
they did. They
kind of just showed up
under the radar all season.
Fuck the Rams.
Oh, that's right. Why is that, Del?
Why? From?
I
don't know.
Expand upon that, please.
Yeah, you don't like that?
No, I dislike Sean McVay. Stafford's like 80 years old. Still got a little left in the cannon, but a couple sacks away from Puka Nacua is legit. Can't take that away from him. Yeah, they have a great receiving core. I'd love to see the Vikings do it, though. Addison and Jay Jetta, I still think top. But Cup and Nacua. So Aaron Jones. The Vikings, if Darnold doesn't miss the passes, they've got it.
I guess you're right. It depends on the Sam Darnold that shows up. Is it the Jets?
In addition to that, I think Sean McVay is a good enough head coach to have just meticulously gone through the tape on what the Lions just did to the Vikings and do everything that he can to get his D-line ready. You've got Jared Verse up there who is looking to prove something. I think this is going to be a good game. I'm with Dell, though. I still feel like the Vikings have it.
I don't appreciate you commenting McVay, but we'll move on. You still went with Vikings winning, so I'll let it go.
All right, so I guess we got one upset alert. Maybe the Steelers, Chris threw out there, but not much going on. Nothing's quite special wild card weekend. A lot of bets. If Joey's sick, he will be.
So much gambling happening.
So much gambling.
It's going to be great.
As long as it's more exciting than the CFE's first round.
Yes, we're not even going to talk about it this week because the scheduling is weird. It's 2 games will be played before even the episode comes out. So next
only
week,
one of the 2.
Well, one will be right when the episode comes out. So, so we'll talk about all of that plus the CFP National
the
Championship.
CFP didn't consider our episode schedule when creating their own.
Yeah, I sent many emails to their PR people. Like, didn't you realize that's on them? It's not us. We can't.
They left your email out with Alabama and Ole Miss.
Yeah, let's see if Deion Sanders' assistant can't get us in touch with some people.
We did everything we could. All right, guys. Music break. We'll see you on the other side. All right, guys. We're so back. Episode 75 of the Juice Boys Show. For those just now tuning in, but that's not how podcasts work. Joey's sicker than a dog. We got our buddy Dell. Let's give him another round of applause.
Thanks for being here, man.
1 hour notice. He's got more notes than everyone, and we're just sick of Joey. We just really need a breather from Joey. It's kind of what that's about. So thanks for.
Yeah, I wouldn't rule out that one of us
send him the invite, and you're like, we're just taking a break.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's a mutual, and he didn't ask about it, so he must need a break from us. Yeah,
exactly.
That's fine.
How does that make you feel?
Well, that makes me feel not good now. We'll think about that some more. Joey,
he wanted a week off from talking about Mahomes.
No, because he just would have taken for Drake May and the whole thing.
It's always the 1-2 punch of who gives a shit.
True. Episode 75. We got some listeners submitted, right? Our squeeze of the week. Chris has got a Moron Mountain.
Yep.
Let's do it. Chris, start us off. What do you got?
Okay, so listener Lewis, I don't necessarily know if it's super squeezy as much as he was astounded a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about most awkward quarterback situation, and nobody talked about Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh,
so listener Lewis is from Florida. He's a Dolphins fan.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
And he sent me this. Since he took over as the starter at Alabama in 2018, he's only had 2 seasons where he's played in every game. 2023 was the 1 year with the Dolphins where he went 29-14 touchdown to interception and 4,600 yards, with over half of those yards coming from just 2 receivers.
After
Dolphins
the catch too, probably. He probably had a lot of. I'm sure
a lot of after the catch and a little dink and dunk and turn it into an 80-yarder.
Yep.
Dolphins went 11-6 and had no wins against teams with winning records. Just signed a 4-year, $212.4 million, $167 million of it guaranteed contract. And he says, do the Dolphins move on from injury-prone Tua and potentially draft a QB in the upcoming draft, or continue to stick with him, of inevitably disappointing Dolphins fans everywhere? I asked him, as a Dolphins fan, what do you want? And he says either draft a QB and keep Tua to let the QB develop, or get a free agent quarterback that could be a decent backup since Tua can't stay healthy. So essentially he's saying you need to reapproach your entire roster management based on you need to have 2 starters potentially.
Which that's not juicy, because we talked about that the second he got hurt. Was like, how is Tyler Huntley off the practice squad your next guy? So I agree with that. They fucked that up big time.
I mean, $167 million guaranteed to a guy who gets a concussion every time he goes out for groceries. That's absurd. That's insane.
Talk to the Falcons about that.
Yeah.
Oh, Michael Penis?
Oh.
Yeah, because then they paid him, and then they drafted a guy. How many picks in?
What, 7?
Top 8?
After giving a guy $180 million who just popped his Achilles?
It's only $100 million guaranteed, so
that's all. He's got that on him. So I guess Tua, he signed it last offseason, right?
Second year here.
So this next season will be his second year. That much guaranteed money, you're stuck with him. You can't.
You got to keep him.
Lewis, I'm sorry, you're stuck. Tyreek wants out. It's Mike.
You almost have to take a flyer in round 3 or 4 on a quarterback,
like a Dak Prescott. Yeah.
You hope to hit pay dirt on somebody who's a bit of a kind of up and comer, bit of a diamond in the rough, hopeful sort of thing of okay, we can pay you next to nothing, offset to his contract, and maybe you can step in and have a pulse.
I mean, you're not going to hit a Brock Purdy last pick, but you can hope.
So we're going for the draft. I mean, you're stuck with the contract. Tyreek's out. I think the Mike McDaniels is more awkward than Tua. McDaniels was like this genius coach. Everyone loved. The culture's amazing. He doesn't give a shit. And now he's actually kind of bitching his players out for being late to meetings. No one cares. Tyreek says he wants out.
Tyreek is
that locker room is. They paid everyone too. So I think the front office and coaching piece is more awkward than. I mean, you're kind of stuck with Tua just because of the timeline. But Mike McDaniels has gone from the hottest commodity to should he be your head coach anymore?
Borderline hot seat.
Yeah, like I think that's
I don't even know if it's borderline
at this point. He keeps getting saved by Tua getting hurt. Oh my! Now that I think about that, he keeps getting that weird reset of like, oh, you never had a full season with our quarterback.
Well, and that's the thing. He wanted to move on from Tua. They wanted Deshaun Watson and had the contract written up before the Browns came in and were like, what if we made ourselves an international embarrassment just to have you play quarterback here?
Blessing to the Dolphins.
Yes. That is
seriously.
True.
Like they already tried to move on from Tua and got stuck with him and then doubled down with the contract.
So I think, hold on, officially Herbert over Tua in that draft class? I think you have to say that. For a second, it was Tua.
Yeah.
For a second, it was even. And now with Harbaugh and Herbert.
Yeah, when availability is your best quality.
Fair. Good point. Yeah.
And Tua can't play in the cold at all.
Well, Tyreek's got to go run a daycare, so.
Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Oh, my God.
Hey, he had more kids than touchdowns. The best stat ever.
That's all I'm saying.
10 kids, no playoff wins in Miami.
Oh, my. And he wants out. Bro. He said he's out of here. So, Lewis, I think you're full of shit, man. I think you're stuck. I'm sorry. That's where I'm going
Good
with
luck, bud.
Yeah,
I just come away from this feeling bad for you.
Maybe after year 2, there's like a dead cap situation, but you also paid Bradley Chubb 20 minutes ago, and like that's useless. And then you paid Jalen Waddle, and he's not. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, Lewis, I'm sorry that you're a Dolphins fan, friend.
Maybe he could feel better. The Broncos paid Russell a ton of money and let him go. So.
Yeah, maybe is that the roadmap?
Like to remind me of that. Yeah, he does. He does fairly bring that up.
Is that the roadmap now to get?
Yeah.
Thanks for sending that in, Lewis. All right, we have another one from Mike from Georgia. Sent something in. It's been a while for Mike from Georgia, who no longer lives in Georgia, but he's got a spicy take for us. Uh-oh, we ready? Outlandish take. Michael Jordan's layup that he switched hands in midair is up there for the most overrated plays in history. Wow. Okay. That clip is shown in pretty much every video that displays his best plays are shown to make him look better than other people. That play happens weekly in today's game. People rave over it when he did it. It happens so often now it's rarely talked about. LeBron's midair switch hands into a windmill dunk at age 40 this week was better.
Wow.
Passionate.
That was just kind of, that was like from the rafters out of nowhere.
Wow. His dunk was all right. It was okay. For a 40-year-old is incredible.
I mean, that's spectacular. I also remember not that long ago him going for a windmill dunk and just hucking the ball at somebody in like the 4th row.
Also true. Mike from Georgia, you're also full of shit. When Jordan did that, no one had ever done that before. No one had ever seen that before. People were in awe of it. Every time you talk about it happens weekly. You want to know why it happens weekly? Because his royal airness did it. Everyone makes, when you do it first, it slowly loses its prestige. Prestige? Did I talk good? Yeah.
You nailed it.
Yeah.
That was it.
Everyone does it. Now, the free throw line wasn't that cool or isn't that cool anymore. But when Julius Erving did it, Michael Jordan did it, it was the most it made you look like you were flying. Now it's very easy for NBA players to do it. But at the time, mind-blowing. So you're full of shit, Mike. Get out of here. We all agree, right? We can move on?
I agree.
Yes. Let's go, Dell.
I feel like I need to back up Mike from Georgia just to be contrarian. Like, it is one of those where it's like, okay, you also don't show footage of the very first alley-oop. You don't show footage of the very first three-pointer.
The Tropics?
Things that have become, yeah, exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, coffee black. But no, I mean, I get your point, but at the end of the day, like, it's an iconic basketball moment from the GOAT. Like,
yeah,
they got to show something. I think if you're going to show something, though, the last minute point and shoot as the buzzer goes is probably a bigger moment from Michael Jordan's career.
I mean, he's got 25 minutes of insane.
He's got a lot of highlights.
Yeah. Del, will you put these guys in their place for
Yeah,
me.
like if your issue is like that's the one that's coming up all the time, then I'm like, yeah, there are other instances from his career that are like more dope highlights.
So he's mad at the producers for just continuing to show it.
Yeah, I'm all right with that.
So it's overplayed.
No,
I think
I'm
he's
all right with that.
dissing
I'm
on
all
the
right with
move.
that.
I think he's dissing on the actual move.
Is he talking? I don't hear him like talking shit about the move. I hear him saying like they're just showing like a great player doing something that like now is pretty standard. Like you have plenty of other things that you can pick from that he did that are.
I think you're being too nice to
incredible.
Mike from Georgia. I think you're being too
That
nice.
may be fair. Yeah.
In baseball, everybody hits home runs. I never get tired of watching Griffey hit home runs. That swing's beautiful, and we all love it.
It's also a thing of beauty, literally in slow motion. When he goes up with one hand, comes down, doesn't really need to, kind of just showing off that I fly.
Just smooth.
It's smoother than anything LeBron's ever done. It's actually art. That's
And
what I'm
just
saying.
like Jordan did some beautiful things, and that one play might not have been his best, but it's iconic, and we're going to watch it. And you're going to live with it.
Yeah. And you're going to watch it over and over, and LeBron's 40-year-old windmill dunk will never be shown again. So, because no one cares about LeBron.
LeBron, now that his son's not, playing up on the team, can take him to Tyreek's little daycare and they can all hang out.
When they play the Heat, right? Yeah, they can stop him off. There you go. Oh, I love it.
The C team. It's fine.
That's all right. All right, Mike. Thanks for that.
Babies Incorporated.
Mike's always wrong. Mike from Georgia's always wrong. Jeez.
All right. Sorry, Mike.
All right, Chris. You got a Moron Mountain nomination?
Fellas, let's talk about this week's Moron Mountain. It's a man who's been here before. He had so much fun last week. He decided to come back again. It's Kirk Herbstreit.
What? Again? Okay.
So, fellas, juice junkies, for those of you that were listening last week, you heard me talk about how Kirk Herbstreit was catching untold amounts of shit after the SEC just got eviscerated in the CFP and in bowl games because Kirk Herbstreit was pushing real hard for Alabama and potentially Ole Miss to have gotten their opportunity in the CFP this year, despite having 3 losses. And instead of being a man about it and being like, you know what, I still stand by the argument that I think, it's worth considering strength of schedule, not just win-loss record, like just laying it out there. Hey, here's why I think the way that I think. Clearly, people disagree with me. That's all right. Instead, last week, Kirk Herbstreit took to Twitter and started talking shit on fans. And then this week, Kirk Herbstreit, instead of taking responsibility, hey, maybe I shouldn't be going and feeding the trolls online, Kirk Herbstreit goes on a podcast and says, I don't have Twitter. My son runs my Twitter.
Oh, did he really?
So instead of taking any accountability as one of the biggest sports media personalities in the world right now,
wow,
you throw your son under the bus and try and pretend that ESPN would allow you to have your teenage son running your Twitter.
I think it's a part of, like, as an ESPN employee, you're supposed to be contributing to, the Twitter sphere. Wow.
A freaking chance in hell, Kirk, are you allowing your son to run your Twitter, but you are allowing your son to get thrown under the bus, you moron. I hope you enjoyed your trip up Moron Mountain last week. Jeez. Good to see you right back up there again.
That was quick. He came back down and just turned.
God. He's lapping right now.
Wow. He got an REI membership and he's getting his gear.
There we go. He's looking for that cash back, baby.
You throw your son on? I was kind of thinking, maybe it was his son. But then I'm pretty sure ESPN employees, kind of the talking heads, have to be a part of the social world and like their opinions and stuff. So
and not just the talking heads, like the talking head. Him for football and Stephen A. Smith for basketball. Like, that's it.
True.
Those are like the guys. And Kirk Herbstreit is in everything that has to do with football right now. And you mean to tell me that any of your employers are allowing your 18-year-old son to be the one running your social media account? Not a chance.
There's a part of me that wants to believe some of this. He doesn't seem like that kind of guy.
Rich history of throwing fits when people disagree with him.
Does he?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Dell, are you welcoming
Yes,
Moron
he
Mountain?
absolutely does.
All right.
I don't see it. You see him up there, and you're like, I can't see you throwing.
He's too nice of a guy, right?
Right? That's what you think.
So he's an
Do you
asshole.
know a guy
You think you know a guy? You think you know a guy?
Here's a guy.
Yeah. Dang. All right, Chris. He's on Moron Mountain. Congratulations.
God, I can't wait to see what brings about his third lap this upcoming week.
He's gonna start building a house. All right, I'm gonna do a read, guys. Can you believe it? Let's see if I can read.
Oh, you can't.
Hey, Cody.
If people, like Mike from Georgia, myself, and Lewis, the Dolphin Man,
sorry about
want
that,
to submit their squeeze, how would they do that?
Oh, thank you for asking, Chris. I could tell you. You could submit your most outlandish take or Moron Mountain nominee or claim to shame one of our newer segments by emailing us at juiceboyshow@gmail.com or send us a DM on the Instagram at juiceboyshow. 2 S's. I've always wanted to say that. And if it has the pulp, we will read it and feature it on the show. Chris, who is sponsoring today's show?
Today's episode of the Juice Boys Show is brought to you by alcohol.
Oh,
that's right, Juice Boys. We are the good people at alcohol. And we heard you were talking shit by taking a dry January.
Yes.
Well, let us be the first to say we are deeply, deeply disappointed in you all. What has alcohol ever done so wrong to deserve you so crassly cutting it out of your life?
True.
Who was there for you when that girl broke your heart? That's right. Alcohol. Who was there for you when you needed something to help you clean that Sharpie off your face after that party in college? Mm-hmm. You betcha. Alcohol.
Who was there for Joey being sick with a hot toddy, probably sipping right now?
Alcohol.
Yeah, that's right.
What was your first response after getting that big promotion you were after for so long? Right again. Alcohol. The great poet Homer Simpson once claimed alcohol as the cause of and solution to all of life's problems. So how dare you arrogant Juice Boys cut us out of your beloved podcast? Something as versatile as alcohol should be a part of your day every single day, making sure your liver never gets too lazy and ensuring you never run the risk of waking up and already feeling the best you'll feel all day. That's right, Juice Boys. There's an alcohol to serve your every need because rubbing alcohol is for outside wounds and drinking alcohol is for inside wounds.
Yes, it is.
Alcohol. Because no story worth telling ever started with grabbing a soda water with the boys.
Is that like a union thing? Just all alcohol into a parent?
I don't,
how'd they?
I woke up one day and there was just a letter nailed to my front door, and it was that with a $5 bill.
With this, okay, the sponsorship letter. Okay.
Yep. So I'm not super sure who the people are at alcohol.
Okay.
They know how to send a message.
That's true. That's true. All right, guys, our big topic of the day. We got a fun one for Dell. Every time we have a special guest, we want to do something fun. There's been a big, the polar vortex? Like half the country got demolished by ice and snow and everything else. The Midwest, I think a little bit of the South. I think Texas is about to get destroyed.
Yeah, Texas is like just about to get lit up right before the CFP.
Yeah, I think Georgia's and like Atlanta area is about to get destroyed. How are you up there, Dell?
It's going to be great.
You dry?
We're dry. We're a little chilly, but we've been dry this week.
Good for you. You're surviving.
Good for you.
But not now for the tot, guys. You are snowed in, middle of nowhere, in a house, stuck for days. Who are you having in the house? Think of the Hateful Eight. You got to survive, or you got to have a good time, or you got to cook, you got to hunt, you got to do a lot. However you want to take it. You are stuck in a house for who knows how long. Dell, will you please start us off as our beloved guest?
Sure. I got a couple questions on this. How big is our house we're talking about? Is it a small cabin? Is it a bigger house?
Small cabin,
like turn of the century cabin.
Yeah. Okay, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm gonna take.
Is there an outhouse? Or we got plumbing? You said.
I mean, you're snowed in. Pee as you see fit.
Yeah.
Okay. Pee. Okay.
Number 2 is outside.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, put snow over it.
Outside.
Yeah. Okay.
Have a little respect, McCoy.
I think number 1, I would have to go with 52-year-old DJ Diesel. Mr. Neil O'Neill, the bigger.
Hell yeah.
We're talking 7'1", 325, first rounder. This
But
guy,
what?
That's a lot of dude to feed, though.
dude, do you know he's actually a hunter as well?
There's no way he's sneaking up on anything.
Dude, he's huge. He can tackle anything. I'm saying if we're snowed in, he can shove the door open. He can reach anything in the tree, just pluck it right out.
What's in the tree in a blizzard? What's in the tree? Yeah, you didn't think about it, did you?
If it's up there, he's getting it.
There just are things in the tree. Somebody left a pizza in the tree in Dell's mind.
He also owns some restaurants. Maybe he'll get delivery up there. I don't know.
We're stranded in the middle of nowhere, but Shaq's still calling in Uber Eats.
Yeah.
He's got stories to tell you forever.
Okay.
Great NBA career. When you're tired of his stories, just go play some music. Do your DJ thing. Keep us entertained.
Okay, so diverse entertainment. Oh, yeah. Okay. I like how we said it's a small cabin and you still went with the 7-foot, 300-pounder.
Yeah,
he's gonna have to like sleep diagonally across the entire.
You're not gonna be comfortable.
That's kind of his problem, but like
that is. That is. I just feel for him.
We're all a little spoon for that scenario.
Yeah.
Yes, but you're gonna stay warm. You're gonna stay warm.
If it turns into like a Donner Party situation, you're well fed for a while, though.
Jeez.
See, backup plan.
Wow, Chris, can you beat Shaq in a small cabin?
I'm thinking about like who do I need? Like the number one resource that cannot be artificially created. It's got to be organic.
Okay,
and that's morale. We've got to keep our spirits up. We've got to keep ourselves pointed towards survival, and we've all got to believe that we can survive this winter. I'm calling in Dan Campbell.
Oh, God.
I thought about Dan Campbell.
Dan Campbell is going to be giving pregame speeches every time we're going out to forage for food or trying to build a fire.
That's true.
Or anytime we just start thinking about like, oh, man, I sure miss having 10 toes. Dan Campbell is going to remind us that we are in this together.
It's for the team.
We are here for the team, for the glory, for our survival, and he will have those of us stuck in this cabin ready to run through walls, even though we are all delirious from hypothermia.
He's also a big guy. You're going to need a lot of food.
That's
fine. And he's like, 8 cups of coffee a day?
Oh.
Caffeinated. You got to keep him caffeinated for that.
Yeah, he seems like the sort of dude to where he'd never wind up going to a cabin ever without having brought like a log of Zins per day.
That's fair. Dell, good point. Right. Are you bringing the coffee? You just praying to God coffee's at the cabin already? Someone left it there from the time before? Because if you get a Dan Campbell without coffee,
the same thing?
Is it the same Dan Campbell?
He'd reach deep. Facing imminent death, he'd reach deep.
He was
staring into the abyss.
Yeah.
When it comes down to, though, he's going to chew your kneecaps off, and you're probably screwed.
Oh.
That's fine. I also feel like I could outrun Dan Campbell these days. Like,
yeah, but it's a blizzard. How fast are you going?
I wouldn't have to run far.
It's going to be a lot of high knees. I don't know how much sprinting's going on. Guys, I'm taking Evel Knievel, obviously.
What? Yeah.
Why?
Let me tell you why. A daredevil, the greatest of all time. You're going to need some crazy shit done in a blizzard.
Is he an athlete?
Is he an athlete?
Who launched motorcycles off shit.
Literally. Come on, daredevil. Come on. You're going to need some crazy shit done by someone. Someone's got to be stupid enough to go do things out there so you can survive. This guy doesn't care about his body or his life, his mind. Go throw him out in the frozen lake, the river. Go climb a tree, get that pizza that Shaq's trying to get.
Yeah.
You know, I think Evel Knievel, and then we have all the stories. So when we're in the house, he's not that big, so not a ton of food. Got all the stories in the world. He has a million injuries we can talk about. Conversation, crazy enough to go do all the things that no one else in the house wants to do. I was pretty proud of that one. I thought that was a pretty good one. No one? No.
It's still
what?
It's under question.
You're always kind of generous with how you define an athlete or someone's sports relate. Like,
yeah,
he just launches shit off of
motorcycle racing.
Like that's not athleticism.
Really
his wrist.
Like the motorcycle's doing the work, man.
So are you saying
in gravity, he's
racing is not anything like that? That's not athlete?
He's not racing. He's just driving off of ramps.
Buses.
That's not a race.
I'm sure he had some racing credentials.
Buses are parked.
He's probably got great stories, though. I'll give you that. He's an entertainer. You're going to have fun.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. F you guys. Moving on. Dell, can you beat Evel Knievel? No, but try.
I'm torn. I'm going to go with a pick I got for number 2, and I'll have an honorable mention to finish up later.
Ooh, who's joining you?
I want to be
Shaq?
Joey. I want to be Joey with 2 picks, but
there we go.
God, I'm still even torn on this one. But I still think I'm going to go with another oldie, a 77-year-old.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Risky.
Yeah. Well, you know.
That's all right. My next pick is a dead guy.
Evil's dead, guys. So.
Oh, yeah, that's true. for a very long time.
We're going a 77-year-old, 8-time All-Star. He's got 300-plus strikeouts in 6 seasons, 5,714 strikeouts, 839 more than Randy Johnson. The great Ryan Express, Nolan Ryan.
Oh, I mean, okay. Why
okay,
is that?
Tell me why.
Yeah.
Ryan Nolan also wrote a book about beef and barbecue and growing up while raising cattle. So this guy.
Okay, that's a good old boy there.
So we're going to have to whip shape, Shaq's ass in shape to go get one of these cattle. But once we bring it back,
pizza out of the tree,
Nolan Ryan to cook this thing up for me. So
you thought about the logistics. Okay.
Yeah, I got my cook here.
I like that in your version of this, not only is Shaq just running out and tackling some cow that just happens to be with you in this blizzard.
And winning.
but that there is no gap between, the cow has been tackled and now it's food for Nolan Ryan to cook.
Basically. We don't have to figure out all the
That's how your
right
food
away.
Happens, people.
It just shows up at your doorstep ready to go.
More great stories. More great stories.
But yeah, great stories. Dude's a legend. 2 great athletes, top of their sports. One's a cook, one's an entertainer. Just covering my bases here.
Wow. Is he going to be a small spoon to Shaq? I don't know if Nolan Ryan would allow that.
I think I'm sneaking in there.
He would demand to be the big spoon, even though he's clearly the smaller guy because
he's that guy to me. Yeah.
That dominant. Yeah.
Yeah. Nolan Ryan, Shaq, and Dell go into a cabin.
And Shaq allows it because he's comfortable in who he is. He's like, that's all right. You
need this.
You can tell you that you're the big spoon, but really you're just the small spoon on the outside.
Yeah,
he's used to it.
That's right. Also, this is a blizzard. Aren't the cattle dead? How long do the cattle go?
See, that's the other thing. It's cold out there. They're not going anywhere. Shaq can still get them.
Also, could Shaq
get them? Where is this cabin to where you're just like, oh, there's cattle out there,
and then you say, hey, come on in. Can he use a rope? Is he just going to say, hey, come over here?
No, he's a beast. He's huge. He's just going to pick it up and drag it back.
That does make sense.
Checks out.
Cattle are famously very easy to pick up.
No more questions. You have answered all.
Yep. We couldn't possibly need any more details on how this is
bring a sled.
Going to work out.
Bring a sled. Okay, Chris, can you beat Shaq and Nolan Ryan?
Oh, I sure can, boys. I went like moderately crazy.
Okay.
With pick number 1, and so for pick number 2, I feel like I need to go just as chaotic as possible. That I also still think is net helpful.
Okay.
I'm going with Mike Leach.
Okay.
Mike Leach, former head coach of the Washington State Cougs.
Yep.
And a complete and utter maniac of a human being. This is a guy whose entire home defense system was a double-handled battle axe that he kept hung above his bed that his wife gave him for his birthday. He strikes me as the sort of dude to where, unbeknownst to us, like, we didn't know this blizzard was happening. And we're like, shit, we're stuck here.
Yeah.
And then Mike Leach would just be like, oh, that's actually pretty handy. I just so happen to have packed my crossbow in my backpack just in case. Like, he just happens to have,
it's just on him. It's just always on him.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a safety kit tucked in his boot. And while we were all asleep, he already went around the cabin and hid food everywhere, like he's a squirrel getting ready for winter. Like,
he's another big fella, though.
Yeah, I don't care. He will absolutely take pride in not returning to the cabin until he has taken down an elk.
That's fair.
Meanwhile, it's like, hey, Mike, we're in a cabin in Nebraska. There are no elk here. And then somehow Mike Leach comes back with a fucking elk, and no one knows where it came from.
No question.
Part of you is like, hey, did Mike Leach plant a dead elk out there somewhere just for this moment? Maybe. Yeah, he may have.
Yeah.
But hey, we're eating. We're happy. We're full. We're good. Mike Leach has us covered. Dan Campbell is keeping us hyped, and I'm there just enjoying the vibes.
Wow. I think.
It's a pretty good combo.
Yeah. You know,
I'm gonna have a great time.
Dell has the
regardless of whether or
size,
not I survive.
but you have a weapon. At least you have a weapon.
Yeah.
Dell's putting a lot of pressure on Shaq to go kill a cow.
To go and tackle a cow and
No, you just have to drag it back.
It's not hard. I think. Are you assuming it's going to freeze to death and then?
Well, it's in a blizzard. I mean, it's stuck in the snow. I don't know.
All right, I'll bring it.
I didn't think that far.
How could you? You only had an hour to prep. How could you? Damn it, Joey. Hope you're feeling better, buddy. Not.
Suck it.
Dell, you want to be on the show full time now?
Sure, I can talk about Drake May highlights.
Yeah.
No.
There's not a lot to talk about.
We've had
So.
enough.
All right, guys. I'll bring us home
4 minutes.
with a Norwegian.
A Norwegian. Okay.
Bjorn Dahali? You know it.
Good friend of yours.
Good buddy of mine.
We let our strongest reader make this pick.
We found him. Norwegian, my man. Probably the greatest Winter Olympian of all time. 12 Olympic medals between 92 and 98. Won 17 world championships. He was also, he's, I think, a cross-country skier. So we got some transportation.
Okay. He has some transportation.
Yeah, you guys messed up. You're thinking about, like, staying there till it gets warm. I got a guy going to save us.
Except we're snowed in.
We are snowed in, but you got this guy, and you got a chance to get out.
Well,
He's going to go
can get
find
out.
help.
No. He has a chance to get out.
Find
what's all
help.
this we shit.
To find help. Come on. Also, he's maybe the greatest Winter Olympian of all time. He went back to, where did he go back to? Norway, obviously. And he created a company, and he's now one of the 400 richest people in Norway. Therefore, he's important. Therefore, someone's looking for him. So I got people searching for us. I got someone he's skiing. They're going to meet in the middle, save our asses. We're out of here while you guys freeze to death. Take your ass.
No, I mean, dude,
what?
You think people aren't searching for Mike Leach? Like, it's probably the Yakuza, but they're searching for him. There's at least people looking.
I don't think they're searching for Mike Leach. I do not.
Yes, they are.
Shaq, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, they're looking to pay off the debt.
I think that was a pretty good plan. You guys are going to freeze to death, maybe eat some cow.
No. You don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. He's like, yeah, let me go ahead and go find help. He's going to hop on his skis and fuck all the way off and just leave you there to die.
You don't. Oh, okay. So you don't think he's coming back for us?
Yeah, he's like, you don't even know my name. Why would I help you?
I didn't think about that. So I guess I have to create a quick friendship with this guy. I got to figure out why we got stranded here together in the first place.
Yeah, you're a slow burn. I don't know that you have it in you.
Might need to rethink. I thought he was a good person, at least, right? You got it. The Norwegians are nice people, right?
They can be if you know how to say their name.
Also, different language. I may have.
Yeah, I think you hosed yourself, and you brought Evel Knievel. Like, he's just going to be like half alcohol by volume. Our sponsor from today.
Either I'm getting out of here and living, or I'm dying a slow death. So, all right, guys. Thanks for that, Todd Dell. You did great.
Dell, who was your honorable mention?
Oh yeah, who's your honorable mention?
I was just going to throw it out. I was actually thinking Olympian as well. So my first thought was hunting. I'm like, well, God, who's maybe entertaining, but also a hunter was Yusuf Dikic.
Okay.
Not ringing bells.
Not ringing a bell.
No.
Super casual, one-handed. The Turkish John Wick, one-handed.
Oh, hell yeah.
He's so casual. He doesn't care. He's like, you want me to go shoot that thing? Sure.
Yeah, he'll take care of the cow and not have to leave.
Dude, yeah, he's just like, he doesn't care. He's like, whatever. Super casual. And he's just out there just shooting things for us.
His hands in his pocket.
Even his quote was, success doesn't come with your hands in your pockets. I'm not sure you live by that, but.
Now you got a full team here. You got someone shooting. You got Shaq dragging. You got Nolan barbecuing.
Yeah, I think you rounded up to 4 guys, and all of a sudden you got like a squad going, man.
Yeah, I guess I don't. Even if I had an honorable mention, I'd be just trying to save my ass.
Even if McCoy had an honorable mention, he's still got one guy whose entire purpose is to leave.
Yep.
Yeah, he's skiing over to my DJ Shaq over here listening to music.
Oh, you think he's going to come to you, Dell? If my guy's going to leave us to die
Nolan's
to go
barbecue, and he's like, music and barbecue? I'm there.
I smell barbecue, and I hear a sick bass line.
Dell, you may have sold me, my friend. They're all going to leave to go to you. All right.
McCoy's guy comes back, picks up Evel Knievel, and comes back to Dell and leaves McCoy to just sit and is lonesome.
Because Dell's house is like, you got Evel Knievel over there? Bring him over. And there's like, oh, there's this third guy. Nah, the house is full. Sorry. We don't.
It's a small cabin, buddy. I'm sorry.
Exactly. Once you add Evel Knievel plus Shaq, we're just at capacity.
I'm stuck. All right. Dang it. Chris, do you have an honorable mention for
All
me?
right, fellas. So if I get the opportunity to assemble my 4-man crew, my honorable mention is Orenthal James Simpson. This is a man. This is a man who always brings his gloves with him. You know he's going to help keep you all warm. He's making contributions, baby.
But they're not going to fit. They might fit you.
They'll fit me. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah, see, he's generous.
Oh,
he has them on
They'll
hand.
fit him, but he'll let me wear them.
Oh my God.
I'm the fall guy.
I guess so. And now it makes sense. Why are you in a cabin with O.J. Simpson? You probably ran away from something.
Exactly.
So you might die also. At least you'll die warm.
I mean,
Maybe.
you know, yeah. The gloves don't fit. You're full of shit.
There you go. There you go. All right. Remember, you can listen to the show on all major podcast networks and YouTube. Please follow and rate the show. Please, please, please leave us a review through Apple. We encourage you to follow on YouTube and Spotify. Also, be a friend. Tell a friend. Dell, you telling your friends? Do you have
I'm
friends?
definitely telling my friends.
Heck yeah, about the podcast. Join our Juice Junkie community. That just about wraps it up for us. We're going to wrap up with picks. Joey's going to send his picks in. Joey, hope you're feeling better. Not really. We'll see if he's back next week. Dell, stay ready, my friend.
Will do.
How are we doing on picks? Who's going first?
Boys, not the strongest week.
Oh, shit.
McCoy, yeah, extra not strong week for you.
Oh, no.
You posted an offer. You posted an offer. Joe, 1 for 2. Me, 2 and 1. So it'll be me. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take Notre Dame minus 1.5 versus Penn State. No other thought than I just don't think Penn State's all that good, and Notre Dame just handled Georgia.
I hate Ohio State, but I will. You know what? I'll go. God, Ryan Day. He's on a hot streak. He's on the hot seat. My boy Kevin is probably not listening. I'll actually pick Ohio though.
We'll get Kevin in on this. Tell him to listen.
I'll try to get him to listen.
Okay. Ohio State against the spread. Okay. Give me the Steelers plus 9.5. Divisional game. They played each other twice this year. Played every year twice. They know each other. Like Chris said, Mike Tomlin understands how to stop them more, even if they don't win. 9.5 just feels like a lot. So give me the Steelers.
Yeah, I had that on mine as well. That's all right. I'm going to go ahead and go with the pick that we all already talked about. Chargers minus 2.5 at Texans. Texans are not closing off strong here, boys.
Not at all.
Yeah, I just don't have faith in them.
CJ Stroud, sophomore slump.
Sophomore
you got a
slump,
second
boys.
pick?
Second pick. God, let's go NFL. I'm gonna take the Commanders over the Bucks.
Ooh, Commanders plus 3?
Yeah, it is plus 3. Yeah,
Oh, they're getting some points. You take that.
Let's go.
That's
I'm gonna take it.
I like that. Let's see. Give me the Eagles minus 4.5. Jordan Love doesn't have his number one receiver. Jordan Love's been hurt. Eagles kind of messed around last week. Still got a dub. A.J. Brown, Devontae Adams, Jalen Hurts, Saquon. I think that's going to be at least a touchdown blowout by the end.
I'm going to go ahead and go Broncos Bills over 46.5.
There you go.
I'm not super certain why that over-under is so low. Like, weather in Buffalo this upcoming weekend does not look that terrible. 46.5 feels pretty damn low.
Right. Let's go. Ooh. Eagles, Packers. I might take the under 44.5.
Oh,
I like it.
we got 45.5. We'll give you 45.5. We'll give you an extra.
Okay. I'll take 45.
No offense? No offense on there?
I just, we'll see. We'll see what they do. I think it's Green Bay is not going to have it, so Philly has to put up a bunch of points. There'll be more defense.
Ooh, okay.
I think it's going to be low.
I like it. Guys, give me the Ohio State, Texas. Give me the over, 53.5. More than just to scream at the TV at 2. Pretty high-powered offenses. Texas had an amazing game offensively, or just fun to watch. Ohio State obviously went nuts. I think it's going to be a lot of points in that game.
Best of luck, boys.
Oh, let's do it. Wheel of Degeneracy. Bring us home, Mr. Christopher.
Yes, sir, boys. Up on the wheel today, we've got Ohio State at Texas, Notre Dame at Penn State, so we are picking for both of the CFP games, and then Vikings at Rams. As always, up on the board, we've got home spread, away spread, over and under. I'm taking this month off from handing out shots. Let's see what's going on for Ohio State and Texas. Oh, we spread. So Ohio State -6.
Oh, that's a lot of points too.
All right, boys. Up next, Notre Dame at Penn State. Tomorrow's game under 45.5. I really do not hate that at all, actually.
By the time you're listening, you'll laugh or
you will know whether or not the Wheel of Degen is feeling good. And last but not least, Vikings at Rams. Let's take a look-see. Over 47.5. I don't see any of those picks that I outright disagree with.
No, not at all.
You know what I disagree with, Chris?
Your smell?
Yeah. Any other things that I disagree with?
With forcing us to end this show and say goodbye to Dell.
We're ending our show.
Knowing that means next week we unfortunately don't get to see Dell and instead have to see Joe.
You get Joey back.
Ugh. Damn it. Why did that? Why? Do we have to have him back?
Maybe we don't have to.
Yeah, but then our shtick, the in-laws thing, the shtick would be over.
Yeah, but
he knows stuff too.
Could one of us adopt Dell? Would that make is that close enough?
Could. Dell, you want to be in on the in-law? Or can you be our in-law?
I can be an in-law, sort of.
There we go.
Okay.
How do we make
find a bylaw?
We'll find a.
Exactly.
We'll find a bylaw. Episode 75 in the books, guys. Follow the Instagram page. Send in your squeezes. DM us. Engage. Be a friend. Tell a friend. This is gonna be Year of the Juice. Yeah, was that cool? Year of the Juice.
I actually do like that.
Hey, all right.
Ain't bad.
Yeah,
hey,
I actually do like that. That sounds dope.
That's not the worst thing in the world. All right. Love, love, love. See you next week.
Bye.